Hang on a second. Okay. Season 7. Y'all already can tell I was going to talk about Season 7 because it's in the title. Smallville Season 7. Let's get this over with because I have a lot of nice things to say about this season. It's already happening. It's already begun. Like I said before, people said that after season 5, the show goes downhill. Season 6 definitely dropped down in quality, but it still managed to be really good as far as, watching it and having fun. Season 7 was 100%, I can't say 100%, but it was a mediocre season. It was really lousy. Like, it felt, I had no enthusiasm watching it, and I can only hope that while the show will never, I know that the show is not going to be great from here on then, but please at least be better than season 7. Now, I know that season 7 was plagued with the writer's strike. The writer's strike of 2008, 2007, 2008. That caused a lot of shows to either be pushed back, to get cancelled, or in this case to have a shortened season, which is only 2 episodes. It's only 2 episodes shy of a standard season. It was 20 episodes, and I'll get into that in a minute. So yeah, the writer's strike definitely took its toll on season 7. But I mean, can we really blame the strike entirely on this mediocre season? I can't think of I really cannot think of very many highlights for this season. I really don't even know what the main arc of the season was. Every season is supposed to have a main story arc, and I had no idea what this season's arc was. Was it Clark constantly brooding like he's Bruce Wayne, doubting himself and crying that maybe this world doesn't need him? What was the arc? I really don't. The stories were all over the place in this season. They would come up with one idea and then abandon it and then come up with more ideas, and then it's just such a mixed bag of ideas that go nowhere essentially. There's hardly anything memorable from the season. And the one thing that got me very excited when I saw that this was going to be the season, and I got very excited, the one person I should say, was the introduction of Kara Zor-El, played by the absolutely drop-dead gorgeous Laura Vanderput. Vanderput? Really, really awesome name. This girl is beyond gorgeous. I mean, she is a goddess. She's perfect in every way, except in her character. Supergirl is not very super. She is pretty two-dimensional. And she's not even in the season as much as I thought she would be. There's a lot of episodes where she wasn't in there. And there's quite a few episodes where she has amnesia. So she's not even really Supergirl throughout the entire time that she's there. I like the character only because I know who she is, what she represents. But there was nothing special about her, the actual character in the season. Now, Chloe, Allison Mack, Chloe Sullivan, she began to embrace her her powers, I guess, since she's now infected by the meteor. She realizes that she almost died. In fact, she did die at the end of season 6. She sacrificed herself to save Lois. She was brought back. She's A-okay. Her and Jimmy continue to have relationship problems, and it's pretty annoying. But there is one episode that's very bizarre because it has Jimmy as a spy. He's working with a government agency, spying on Chloe, but at the same time he's trying to throw them off. Now this is funny. I don't know if it's necessarily funny, but it's bizarre, ironic, and surreal, maybe eerie. Lana Lang, played by Kristen Kirk, and I'll get to her very soon. Much like this season, my thoughts are all over the place. Anyway, Lana Lang, who divorces Lex Luthor, actually she fakes her own death. Spoilers, yes, I'm talking spoilers. I don't even think I need to, mention that. She fakes her death. Her blowing up in a car bomb in the last season, obviously it was set up. The way it was set up is pretty fucking terrible. Anyway, she is gone. She is no longer with Lex, and she has created a foundation to help people with the abilities of the needier. She wants to help the needier infected, along with spying on Lex. She wants to spy on Lex. But the foundation that she funds or creates is called the ISIS Foundation. ISIS. Now, ISIS, of course, is, the Greek goddess that, actually, I don't know what ISIS, what this goddess represents. I'm sorry, I don't know my Greek mythology. But, as you all know, ISIS is a terrorist group that's wreaking havoc on the world right now. So it's kind of ironic or odd to see Lana working for a company called ISIS, where in one episode Chloe is suspected of being a terrorist and she works with Lana. So she works for ISIS. Talk about some very inconvenient whatever. Anyway, what else? So Lana Lang. Okay, first of all, season 6, what I didn't like, what I felt betrayed on, was seeing Lana with Lex. Now, after everything was said and done, she didn't love Lex. She was forced into marrying him. She had to fake her own death to escape from Lex. She deep down loved Clark, even after Clark wouldn't tell her why he's so distant. So she loved him regardless. The last season, Lana found out his secret, and she again fell in love with him again. So she's always gonna love Clark. Clark is always gonna love her. I, along with everyone else, a lot of other people, root for her to be with Clark Kent. When they actually get together in this season, when they end up being with each other, they're the most glowing couple in television. It's like we wanted this so bad, and yet they're so dull. And it doesn't help that after um, I forget why, what's his name, Joel, punishes Clark, but Bizarro, Clark's, evil twin, is able to go to Earth and be with Lana, and they build this great relationship that Lana can't, she don't know the difference. He looks like Clark, unless the sunlight hits him. So once Clark returns and finds out that Bizarro's been messing with her, he's all, which is kind of corny because she didn't know. He's mad at her, but she didn't know. The dude looks like you. But anyway, the relationship got boring. Lana had nothing to do in this season. She had nothing to do. So much in fact that they had to put her in a coma. Brainiac, who was cool, who was great, probably the best thing about the series. Brainiac goes and puts her in a coma. And once she comes out of it at the end of the season, she takes off. She tells Clark that you're better without me. I'm distracting you. This world needs you to be something great, and I'm in the way of that. So she's gone. And Kristen Clark apparently left the show. I don't know if she'll come back, but she left as a regular cast member. So I can't say I'm gonna miss her because her character got incredibly boring in this season. Everybody got boring. It's like this whole series is going in circles, or it's being stretched out like there's no more, story to tell. But there is a lot more story to tell, but yet they're not giving you a good story. I mean, it's so hard to come up with highlights or things that I liked about this season because there's a lot I didn't like. And I hate to rant because I don't want to sound like everybody else and say this show sucks after its 5th season, but the 7th season really sucked. Now, let's see, what else? The one thing I did like, the aspect I did like, is that Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen began working with each other, began their little partnership, much like what we see in the Superman films. So that was cool. I really enjoyed that. What's his name? God damn it, what's his name? The guy that plays Olsen, Ashmore, he's really cool. Even though there are times he gets really annoying in the show too. Everybody has, almost every cast member in season 7 is annoying at some point. Lionel Luthor, not in the show very much, and he didn't really stand out. He really didn't stand out in this, and I like John Glover, and yet this wasn't a great season for him, and it was his final season. Because if there's one thing, one person that remained consistent, that remained genuinely interesting, it was Michael Rosenbaum as Lex Luthor. He truly becomes the evil bastard that we know and, I guess, love to hate. His evilness is finally realized. He's been pushed to the edge. He's an asshole. He's a dick, and he murders his own father, which felt a little cheap. I'm not gonna lie. It felt like a really cheap death for some reason, but he was the highlight. He's the one actor I can give props to, and it's really sad to see that he's no longer going to be in the regular cast. I'm sure he'll come back, but he's not going to be a regular cast member from here on, from now on, so that really blows. But Michael Rosenbaum was really cool, and there were a couple of episodes in this season that I liked. When him and Clark are confronting each other, and I love the tension between one another, and Michael Rosenbaum pretty much admitting that he loved Clark like a brother, And of course he wreaks havoc at the very end of the season. We have a cliffhanger, and here is the funniest thing. I'm watching these on DVD, as you can see. I'm watching DVDs, and I come to the final two discs. I come to the second to the last disc. It goes up to episode 20, and I didn't know I got the writer's strike until I looked it up. The second to the last disc ends on episode 20, and so I figured, okay, the last disc has 2 more episodes and the special features, which are really good, by the way. The special features of the sets are pretty good. The sets alone, this set does have bonus discs. I gotta check those out when I'm done with the series, but the special features that come within the seasons are pretty damn good. But anyway, I watched episode 20, and it was like the most interesting episode of the season. Every time the series drags, the last few episodes of the season are always good. I'm watching episode 20, and it's damn good. It's setting up for a lot of awesomeness, and then it ends, and I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and put on the next disc, and it ends up being the bonus features. I'm like, wait a minute, that was it? That was the finale? It was a good finale, don't get me wrong, but it was just funny that I watched the finale and didn't even realize it. I'm telling you, season 7 frustrated me. It made me bored at times. Many times in which I would put it on and look at stuff on the computer. It was a mess. Trying to think what else I didn't like. I'm not even going to bother going through the episodes to talk about certain things because I really can't think of any highlights. All I can think about is how dull it was, how thin the plot lines were, how uninteresting it was, other than Michael Rosenbaum as Lex Luthor. He's the only thing that was really good about this season. And now he's not a regular cast member. So, season 7, very mediocre. Not a good season. Did I enjoy watching some of the episodes? Yes. There were some episodes, including the return of Oliver Queen, aka the Green Arrow, that were good. They were fun to watch, but just as a whole, nothing seemed to add up to anything valuable in this season. So, season 7, not a strong point in this series. I hope season 8 can be a whole lot better and a whole lot more focused and just be more entertaining. So, that is it for my, rant. I feel better now. I feel cleansed. I will start season 8 very soon, and I will report back to you when I am done with it. So thank you for watching. Comment down below. Release your anger on season 7 if you had any anger. It feels great to vent. So vent with me, and maybe we can have a conversation if anybody is watching or gives a damn. Season 7, you failed. Season 8, let's bring this show back up. Okay, so peace out. Thank you for watching, and